Our next card is the Five of Pentacles. When upright, this card can mean financial hardship, loss, instability, feeling left out in the cold, exclusion, abandonment, poverty, debt, material insecurity, illness, injury, physical vulnerability, struggling through tough times, fear of not having enough, spiritual isolation or lack of faith, or it can represent help is nearby but may be hard to see or to accept. When reversed, this card can indicate recovery from hardship, finding new sources of support, it can represent a turning point in a financial or physical struggle. It can represent letting go of a scarcity mindset, asking for help, accepting aid, inner healing, or a renewed spiritual connection. The number 5 here represents disruption, instability, and challenge. It's the number of change, friction, and growth through adversity, and it's a test of values and resilience in the material world. The element of earth here relates to tangible physical experiences such as money, shelter, health, and work. Earth is in a state of imbalance or security here in this card, and it calls attention to needs not being met. Astrologically, this card can represent Mercury in Taurus, and this can symbolize having a difficulty communicating your needs or asking for help. It can represent rigid thinking around material issues, learning to value yourself beyond possessions, and practical thinking strained by stress or hardship. You'll see that there's 2 injured figures in this card. This represents physical and emotional suffering, exclusion, and vulnerability. You'll see that the glass window is stained in the background. This represents a church or spiritual or communal support that is close but unrecognized. The snow here represents coldness, hardship, and feeling exposed. The crutches and the bare feet can represent struggles and mobility, being worn down by life's challenges. And there's an element of contrast here, which can represent the material hardship versus spiritual or emotional refuge. When asked yes or no, this card can mean no, but this card typically points to obstacles, challenges, and a lack of resources. When it comes to timing and seasons, this card can represent winter or a time of retreat, testing, and endurance, and it may also represent a 5-day, 5-week, or 5-month time period or cycle of financial or physical recovery. So what's the story of this card? The Five of Pentacles tells the story of being at your lowest, physically, financially, or spiritually. It's a chapter where the journey becomes difficult and resources feel scarce. Yet hidden within the struggle is the presence of hope, if you're willing to look up and recognize it. The card shows us what it feels like to be shut out, but also reminds us that isolation isn't the end of the story. Support may be nearer than it seems. Healing begins when you reach out and reclaim your worth. So that there is the Five of Pentacles. Comment down below if you have any additional interpretations to add. Thank you.